We also turn our lens onto pioneering filmmaker Alice Guy Blache, who we recognize tonight with a special posthumous tribute in honor of her trailblazing career as the first female filmmaker.
Alice Guy Blache is recognized as the first female director, if you don't count Eve. No, she was an amazing woman. She invented a lot of firsts, sound to film, and sadly only 130 of the 1,000 films she made have been seen by the public.
Of course, Alice Guy Blache, groundbreaking, historic director, and I just want to say, really from the bottom of my heart, it's, you know, the posthumous honors, a great thing to do, but I want to thank you for honoring me while I'm still alive. With the whole Nobu thing, the cocktail party, it's just better this way for me. So thank you.
Very honored to be here tonight to present the posthumous Special Directorial Award for Lifetime Achievement to Alice Guy Blache. From 1896 to 1920, first in France and then actually in Fort Lee, New Jersey, Alice Guy Blache directed, wrote, produced more than 1,000 pictures of all kinds, and she was a genuine pioneer. One of the first filmmakers, the very first woman filmmaker, and the first woman to own and operate her own studio. She was also a pioneer in the art of visual storytelling, alongside the Lumiere brothers and Méliès and Griffith, of course, and Chaplin. Now, she was born in Paris, 1873, and she entered the movie business in 1894 as a secretary, and 2 years later, she was the head of production at Gaumont. Now, like all the great pioneers, Alice Guy Blache was certainly fearless. I mean, if you look at the early films, and I had the pleasure to do that in the past couple of weeks, see some of the earlier ones she had, plus a wonderful film called Ocean Wave, you begin to realize that she was really trying everything, besides comedies, vaudeville skits, all kinds of trick photography, double exposures, color tinting, early experiments with synchronized sound using the chronophone system, in which the image was synchronized with these wax cylinders. In 1906, she directed an epic version of The Life of Jesus, which is actually an extraordinary visual achievement based on watercolors of James Tissot. In 1908, she moved to America and set up her own production studio, the Solax Company. During these early years in the industry, Alice Guy Blache was a famous film personality too. Her picture appeared in lots of movie magazines and newspapers, and she was frequently quoted in the press about the place of women in film production. Quote, "I have a right to be where I am," she said in a 1912 interview. It is a constant conflict when a woman attempts to handle and supervise men in their work. In essence, she cleared the path that was later walked by Lois Weber, Mabel Normand, and of course in the sound era, Dorothy Osner. Now, like Méliès and later D.W. Griffith, of course, her movie-making career came to a sad end. Tastes changed. The center of production moved from here to over there, west. So she was forced to sell Solax, and she made her last picture, I think the last picture is called Tarnished Reputations, 1920. Alice Guy Blache returned to France in 1922, and although she was made a member of the Order of Légion d'Honneur, she was more or less forgotten by the industry that she helped create. In fact, 30 years after she gave up movie making, she tried to locate some of the prints of her old pictures, and she couldn't find a single title. And it's stories like these which led to the formation of the Film Foundation, which has helped to restore, preserve over 500 films in the 20 plus years of its existence. Half of that time working in partnership with the DGA. But there are so many more that could be lost. And now you have to understand too that there's a very small percentage of silent cinema that has survived. I mean, for every title that's been preserved, there are over 1,000 others that have gone forever. And of the 1,000 titles that bore Alice Guy Blache's name, only about 130 have survived. And it's a tragedy because she was more than just a talented businesswoman. She was a filmmaker of rare sensitivity with a remarkably poetic eye and an extraordinary feel for locations. So it's the hope and intention of the DGA that by presenting this posthumous Special Directorial Award for Lifetime Achievement to Alice Guy Blache, the Guild can both raise awareness of an exceptional director and bring greater recognition to the role of women in film history. Now let's take a look at the work of one of cinema's greatest pioneers, Alice Guy Blache.
Donne-moi ton plus convaincre, ça vaudra bien mieux.